Welcome to Cieguito Radio. So I left off on my last video talking about me moving into the city or the town that I'm in. That I'm at right now. It's a really small town, and it was even smaller when I moved over here, which was into fourth grade. I don't know what year it was exactly, but it was when I was in fourth grade. Okay, I'm 25 years old now, so yeah. Anyways, it was a really small town, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anybody, and me and my family moved into like this brand new house. It was like really big house, and I remember the first day of school, me going to school, going to class. I didn't know anybody, and it was recess time, and this is the very first time. This is when I got converted to being a 49er fan. Okay. I was in recess, and this group of kids came up to me and they asked me, "Are you a 49er fan or a Raider fan?" And I was like, I don't even watch football. I was thinking that in my head. I didn't say that out loud. I was thinking that in my head, and then I go, 49ers. And then I became cool with the 49ers people, and I guess all right with the Raider people. I mean, we were all friends, but yeah, I was really shy, so I don't know if I was their friends, but I was just a guy they knew because I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't know what to talk about. They had their own lingo. I didn't know, their style of things, and I was just the awkward one in the group. Anyways, so that was my first day of class, and then eventually later on in the year, my parents split up, which was a bummer. Big time, and it was all chaotic because I stayed with my father. My mother went to I think my mother moved out to an apartment at the time, and I stayed with my father at the house, and my dad would go to work an hour away from where we lived, so he would go to the city and work there because he was a mechanic. And he would work there, and I would stay with my older brother. But my older brother was in school most of the time. I think he was playing football. And then after a while, I would stay home alone all the time. Every single day, I would stay home alone because I didn't have anybody to hang out with. I guess my parents were too worried about me, and they didn't want to fight over me. They were scared that I was going to get taken away from my mother, or my dad was going to take me away, or whatnot. I think my father was scared that my mother wasn't taking me away, so I stayed with my father at the house, and I was by myself. And yeah, anyways, what I did all day every day is go to school. And I used to hate going to school. I was scared going to school because I didn't know anybody. I was scared of being alone. And I wasn't scared to go home, but I was just lonely at home because I had nobody to talk to or do anything with. So I would go home and play video games all day to keep distracted and just to get through the day. So I played games all day. I had a PlayStation 2 or something, or Nintendo GameCube. I would play that all day, every day. And I would just go crazy. I would talk to myself, play toys, and I didn't know what was going on. And then eventually, we ended up losing the house and moving somewhere else. And we were like renting house from house to house. We probably rented, I don't know, 5 to 6 houses when I was in elementary school and middle school and high school. Anyways, then I eventually finished elementary school, then went to middle school, and then that's when it got worse. That's when it got worse because that's where I ran into bullies for the first time. And I forgot to say this. When I was in elementary school, they put me in this little assistant learning kind of thing because I was Hispanic and they thought I didn't speak English that well. And I had to do these tests like almost all the time. They would pull me out of the class to just do these tests. And it was cool because they usually give me treats right after I was done with the test. But it was pretty easy tests. Like they were basic English words that I had to repeat. I was like, okay, I could do that. What does this mean? What does that mean? Okay, I'll tell you. Da, 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 da. Anyways, I did that. So I had to, stick to like assistant learning classes in middle school, which is pretty. I hated that because those classes were filled with rebellious students that didn't want to pay attention to the teacher, and it was very distracting. Like every single day was some type of drama in class. Some student was fighting with the teacher or whatnot. And that happened all the way to 8th grade. That's when 8th grade I decided, you know what, I'm going to get out of these classes. I don't want to be in these classes anymore. But like I said, middle school was when I ran into bullies. So I didn't have any friends in middle school. I stuck around with a group of friends that I hung out with in elementary school, to those who went to the same middle school as me. But again, I wasn't talking. I was the awkward one. Excuse me. And then my father used to give me lunch money, but I don't think he knows this about me. I used to get bullied, and they would take my lunch money. They would take my $5 from me every single day, and I was left with nothing. And yeah, once I got into the locker room, it was like, "Oh, give me your lunch money." It's like, "Oh," and I didn't want to get in any trouble and fight or anything, so I just gave it to him. It's like, okay, I don't want to cause any problems, so I'm just gonna give it to you. And it might be pathetic, I guess. You could look at me like, "Oh, this guy's a wimp." Well, I was a child. I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't have any friends. Anyways, that was like a everyday kind of thing. Everybody was like threatening to beat me up. And there was this one time I was in middle school. It was right before, I don't know what break, spring break or winter break. But there was like a gang of people coming up to me. And they told me, "Oh, we're gonna beat you up," or something like that. I forgot what they said, but they were threatening to like jump me. And I was like ignoring them. I was like walking to class the whole time, and they were just following me the whole time. I didn't say anything to anybody, any teachers. I didn't want to be a snitch and make things worse. And then I think in 8th grade, that's when I started walking home from school. It wasn't like that far. It was I was like 2 miles away. And I walked home, and then all of a sudden I was walking home by myself, right? And then I see a group of people like right in front of me walking home too, I guess. And then I see a car like vroom, stop right in front of me, and they come out and they bring bats. And I thought, I was like, okay, this is when I get jumped or something. I'm gonna get jacked or beat up. But apparently they were going after the group of friends, the group of people that were walking in front of me, and I was friends with those people, and like, okay, I wasn't friends. I knew them, and I was like hang out with them, but like again, I wasn't talking to them. But yeah, I would see them like get chased, and yeah, and that's what I thought I was gonna get beat up. I hated school. I had never liked school, and I go home and play my video games again. I wouldn't even do my homework because I didn't learn anything from class because everybody would be distracting and distract me. I didn't learn anything. I was being held back, And the teachers were cool. I liked them, but it's just the students were just very distracting. And then after that I went to high school, and high school, again, like I didn't have any friends. I was scared of going to lunch, and I would think like, who the heck am I gonna hang out with? It was every day. I was just scared. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't like waking up I didn't like waking up at all. I would sometimes, I used to like stay home and sleep and just skip first and second period and then just sleep. I hated school. I never liked school. Just because of that, I guess bullying and just being alone it's what made me hate school. So I was very antisocial growing up, going to school. Then I graduated and then went to college, and that's when everything changed. And yeah, I'll explain the rest later. If you guys, I have a bunch of other stuff that I haven't talked about, like in high school and middle school, elementary school. If you guys want to know about it, let me know in the comment section, because this video is getting way too long. It's already 11 minutes. Anyways, yeah, drop a comment if you guys want to know anything. Drop a like if you guys like this video. If you like like me talking about my life. And again, if you guys could subscribe to me, I'd greatly appreciate it, and share. And I will catch you guys on the next video. All right, peace.